George drives over Gobert. It's gone with 0.8 of a second left to give the Thunder a 1-point lead.
Russell Westbrook, Paul George, each with over 40 in that double overtime win versus Utah. And check out this full list of teammates that have done that. Look familiar? Russell Westbrook a few different times with Kevin Durant. They seem to have that same energy now with Paul George. On that note, let's welcome in Erik Horne from the Oklahoman. Erik, after Paul George hit that game winner against Utah, Billy Donovan opened up about PG's MVP candidacy. Explain what Donovan's biggest point was as far as Paul George's MVP this year.
Billy Donovan said nobody's doing it on both ends of the floor the way that Paul George is doing it right now, and I tend to agree with Billy Donovan. I get spoiled that I get to watch this guy play every night. Billy Donovan said he can't speak for the other guys in the league right now in terms of saying, is Giannis Antetokounmpo doing what Paul George is doing on both ends? Is James Harden? But Billy Donovan gets to watch him every night. I get to watch him every night, and I think that he's right. I think that Paul George is the best two-way player in the game right now.
And also Russell Westbrook shooting just 26% from three-point range this year. We've heard that over and over again, but he hit a season-high 6 threes in Thursday's win. He scored over 40 in his last 2 games. Is there a sense from Russ that the Thunder, that his shot, it's coming back around and his scoring is getting back to where it's been in the past?
That hasn't really ever been a concern for the Thunder this season. They're more concerned with him playing the game that he's been playing all season. Now, he obviously needs to shoot better and shoot better percentages, particularly going into the playoffs where teams' rotations are going to shorten and they're going to be better players on the floor for longer minutes. But Russell's biggest concern is just playing the game the way he's played all season, getting guys involved, getting Paul George to be the #1 scoring option, playing with the confidence he is right now. And Russell's been doing that all year. Russell's also been busting his tail on defense as of late. He played really great defense last night against Utah. He had a lot of hustle in that game, so much hustle that he ended up fouling out. But to see Russell shoot the ball better in these past few games is promising for the Thunder, but that's not their main concern, even though he has to shoot better percentages.
Yeah, Erik, I agree with you. I'm not really worried about Russell shooting. I know it's going to come. He's going to play the game. My question is, will his decision-making still be sound like he's shown us now, letting Paul George be Paul George? And secondly, Dennis Schroeder's now is starting to find his stride. Is Russell really comfortable now, like, I got to give up a little bit for the betterment of the team?
No, I think you've seen more of that throughout the season, 3D, and I think that Russell wholly understands that as well. This is a guy who's battled some injuries this season. He came into the season with a knee injury. He turned 30 in November. He's got twins now, in addition to a young baby boy. He's got more on his shoulders and on his plate on and off the court than he's ever had in his life. So I think he's at a point in his career where it's okay for him to give up some of those reins. It's okay for Paul George to be the #1 guy. It's okay to get off the ball and let Dennis Schroeder facilitate offense. And I think nobody more than Russell Westbrook understands what's best for this team.
Erik, Caron Butler here. Can you just talk a little bit more about how Russ and Paul George been able to coexist so well? Is it a personality thing? Is it a respect thing? What is it? Because I played there in OKC, and I seen that it was pretty tough at times for him to coexist with individuals. So why has this been such a seamless transition for him?
Caron, you being here with Russell and Kevin and understanding how dynamic that relationship was and still having some of the roadblocks that they had in terms of ball sharing, I think Russell's taken from those experiences wholeheartedly. I think he understands that Paul George is a guy who's in the prime of his career that needs the ball in certain situations. I think the experience from playing with Carmelo Anthony last year also helped Russell Westbrook going into the season, understanding that those guys need the ball in certain situations. And frankly, Russell's just a more mature, older player at this time in his career. He's accomplished a ton of individual accolades. I think it's a timing and an understanding that, this is this guy's time to lift this team to this level, and I've got to do some other things. So I think Russell's reached a level of maturity where he understands what this team needs in the time it is right now.
Kings Thunder, 8 o'clock start. Should be another good one. Of course, the Thunder coming off that double overtime game against the Jazz. Going to be a tough one to see them bounce back again 2 nights in a row. Erik Horne from the Oklahoman, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Good stuff, E. Good
Thanks
stuff,
again,
E.
Erik.
Thanks a lot. Short turnaround, man. We got to get it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Get it.